Jeremiah chapter 26, verses 11 through 16 and 24. The priests and prophets said to the princes and to all the people, "This man deserves death. He has prophesied against this city, as you have heard with your own ears." Jeremiah gave this answer to the princes and all the people. "It was the Lord who sent me to prophesy against this house and city all that you have heard. Now, therefore, reform your ways and your deeds. Listen to the voice of the Lord your God, so that the Lord will repent of the evil with which he threatens you. As for me, I am in your hands. Do with me as you think is good and right. But mark well, if you put me to death, it is innocent blood you will bring upon yourselves, on this city and its citizens. For in truth it was the Lord who sent me to you, to speak all these things for you to hear." Thereupon the princes and all the people said to the priests and the prophets, "This man does not deserve death. It is in the name of the Lord our God that he speaks to us." So Akim, son of Shaphan, protected Jeremiah, so that he was not handed over to the people to be put to death. Matthew chapter 14, verses 1 through 12. Herod the Tetrarch heard of the reputation of Jesus and said to his servants, "This man is John the Baptist. He has been raised from the dead. That is why mighty powers are at work in him." Now Herod had arrested John, bound him, and put him in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip. For John had said to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." Although he wanted to kill him, he feared the people, for they regarded him as a prophet. But at a birthday celebration for Herod, the daughter of Herodias performed a dance before the guests, and delighted Herod so much that he swore to give her whatever she might ask for. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was distressed, but because of his oaths and the guests who were present, he honored that it be given. And he had John beheaded in prison. His head was brought in on a platter and given to the girl, who took it to her mother. His disciples came and took away the corpse and buried him, and they went and told Jesus. So here we have a couple of readings that are, well, they're just sad. You have poor old Jeremiah. God sends him to Israel to warn them, ask them to change their ways. Otherwise, the Lord's going to have to do what he needs to do to discipline his children. They get upset with him, but he reminds them, "Hey, I've been sent by God." So they spare his life, but it doesn't turn out well for Jeremiah. And then you have poor John the Baptist. Speaks truth to power as well. Calls out Herod. Shouldn't be married to your brother's wife. It's not right. So he throws him in jail. And because of anger, Herodias plots to have him killed and is successful. How many times do we see people speak truth to power and they get their hand slapped or worse? They get reprimanded and what have you. But that's what we're called to do. If we're holy and righteous, we have to speak the truth. Because if we don't, then we're just as guilty, are we not? If we allow, things to go on that aren't right and we don't speak up. What is that famous saying? Evil succeeds when good men and women do nothing. Yes. But it can be hard, especially when we live in this crazy and cruel and twisted world. But I have to remind myself again and again and again that if this life was only about this life, then yes, maybe it would be wise to keep my mouth shut. But this life is not about this life. This life is a pilgrimage. This life is kind of like boot camp, training, a test. My real life begins after this one is over. I mean, I live, 60, 70, 80, 100 years maybe? It's a drop in a bucket compared to eternity. And I know for a fact that if I follow God's will, if I walk His path, if I love His way, I will also find peace and serenity and happiness, joy, true, resounding joy, even in my darkest days, while I live this life on this earth. So as I go forward, I need to remind myself every day to not go looking to just poke people in the eye for fun or for spite, but to speak up when I see something going on that's not right, that is wrong.